So your understanding of the actual crucifixion was that it was a real event, and that Jesus was in a state where it wasn't important, his body wasn't important, and that was like an important a thing to show people. Or what's your understanding of that actual like tale?
Mhm. Well, I think because Christ was teaching so much about dying to the personal self, and you see more of this in the Gospel of Thomas, which wasn't included in the canonical Gospels. But even in the canonical Gospels, it's there pretty obviously. And so I think Christ knew he was going to be a martyr from the start, especially in the day and age he lived in. You know, if he had been born in India or Tibet, he could have said all those things, no problem. And he would have had much better language to put them in too, right? With Hindu philosophy, oh man, there's a lot you can say using their philosophy. But when you have just first century, Judaism to pull from, how do you put non-duality in words when this whole language system is built on separation, right? Like God is a monotheistic man in the sky, separate from us, and so on and so forth. So Christ, did his best to put his God realization in words they would kind of understand. Like I and the Father are one. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. The kingdom of heaven is within you. So I think Christ knew that. I mean, the Law of One actually talks about this when they ask Ra, like, what was up with Jesus? And he gives his whole story. It says he came here to be a martyr. He wanted to help this struggling first century world in the Middle East, which only knew separation and was really locked into a third density consciousness. So he came down to be the catalyst to springboard humanity out of that, delusion of separation, which I think he very much did. So the cross to me was him saying, like, here's the ultimate, in one sense, here's the ultimate testament of my message. I am not attached to this body. I am not this body. He would almost get frustrated with people sometimes, right? Saying like, how can you ask me to show you the Father when you've been with me this long? Don't you know when you look at me, you're looking at the supreme being? So it's like, if he's going to back that up, he's got to prove it, right? So the cross, he always knew for sure. He was a very smart guy. He always knew he would get killed for what he was teaching. And he even would say that, right? I'm not going to be here very long. They're going to come for me. But the cross was him being like, see, there's nothing to fear. There's no separation.